Welcome to episode 159 of Gods and Heroes of Ancient Greece. My name is MyLinda Butterworth, and today we continue with the tales of Odysseus and the story of Night and Morning in the Palace. The queen bade the stranger good night, and Odysseus lay down on the couch Euryclea had prepared for him. She had spread thick fleeces over an untanned hide, and provided a warm mantle for covering. For a long time he tossed about sleepless. He heard the shameless girls carrying on with the suitors, and mocking him with impudent words. He beat his hand against his breast, and said to himself, "Bear this too, heart of mine, and remember that you have suffered worse things. Have you forgotten the time you were in the cave of the Cyclops, and were compelled to sit by inactive while he devoured your friends? Wait then, and endure." In this way he curbed his heart, but still he could not sleep, for he cast about for some way of taking sure revenge on the suitors. He was troubled to think how many of them there were, and he doubted whether he could prevail against them. As he was turning such thoughts over in his mind, Athene came to him in the shape of a beautiful woman, bent over his couch, and said, "You have small faith in me, a man who often depends on a friend, a mere mortal, but you have me, a goddess, to shield you from harm. If 50 armies, all eager to kill, were to encircle us, you would still find a way to conquer. And now sleep, and forget your griefs." So she spoke, and touched his lids with sweet slumber. But Penelope, for her part, woke after a brief sleep, and sitting up on her couch began to weep, and a voice choked with tears she prayed to Artemis. "Sacred daughter of Zeus," she pleaded, "if only you would aim an arrow at my breast. If only a tempest would snatch me away and fling me down on the farther shores of Oceanus, before I am forced to break faith with my husband and marry a man who is base compared with him. Sorrow can be borne through the day, be spent in weeping, if only night brings sleep and forgetting. But even in my sleep, the god torments me with evil dreams. Just as I awoke, I seemed to see my husband at my side, tall and majestic as he was when he left for Troy, and my heart beat high with happiness, for I believed he really was here." Penelope sobbed these words aloud, and Odysseus, hearing her weep, feared that she might recognize him before the time was ripe. So he quickly left the palace, and under the open sky implored Zeus to send him a favorable omen. Straightway, a sudden clap of thunder sounded above the palace. In the mill near the house was a woman who had been grinding barley all night. She stopped working, looked out, and cried aloud, "How Zeus is thundering! And yet there is not a cloud to be seen far and wide. He must be giving a sign to some mortal. O Father of gods and men, grant my request too, and kill those accursed suitors who force me to grind day and night, so that they may have enough flour for their feasting." Odysseus rejoiced in the good omen, and he lay down and fell asleep. At dawn, the palace was astir. Servants came and made up the fire. Telemachus, when he had risen, dressed, and went up to the threshold of the women's chamber, and called to Euryclea, "Did you give our guest food and drink, or has no one seen to his wants? My mother seems to have lost her sense of right and wrong. She accords honor for a good-for-nothing suitor, and refuses it to a man far better than they." "You do my mistress wrong," Euryclea replied. "The stranger drank as much wine as he pleased, and he ate all he wanted as well. He was even offered a sumptuous couch, but he spurned it, and it was only with difficulty that we prevailed him to accept a humbler one." When Telemachus had been thus reassured, he hastened to the assembly in the marketplace. Euryclea, meanwhile, ordered the handmaids to prepare for the feast of Apollo. Some spread the chairs with crimson stuffs. Some cleaned the tables with sponges, while others washed the pitchers and cups. 20 were needed to fetch water from the well. The servants of the suitors also took part in these preparations and split wood in the forecourt. The swineherd came with his fattest boars and greeted his former guest with joy and affection. Melanthius and 2 of his helpers brought the choicest she-goats, which they tied to posts in the portico. In passing, he addressed Odysseus in scornful tones. "Are you still here, old beggar?" he asked. "Are you still glued to the threshold? We certainly shall not part until you have felt my fists. Are there no other feasts you could go to?" Odysseus did not answer. He only shook his head. And now an honest man entered the palace, Philoetius, who from the mainland had brought the suitors a bullock and fatted goats. When he saw Eumaeus, he said, "Who is the stranger who came here a short time ago? He looked very much like Odysseus, our king. It can well happen, you know, that suffering makes beggars of kings." Then he went up to Odysseus and greeted him, saying, "Though you seem wretched enough now, I hope the future may bring you ease and happiness. When I first saw you, I broke into a sweat, and tears came to my eyes because you made me think of Odysseus, who, if he is still alive, may also be wandering around somewhere in the world, dressed in tatters. When I was quite young, he made me the herdsman over his cattle, and they are thriving. But I am forced to supply them for a feast of others. I should have left the country long ago in anger and grief, if I did not still hope to see Odysseus come back and put an end to the scoundrels we are forced to entertain here." "Herdsman," said Odysseus, "you seem neither base nor foolish, and I swear to you by Zeus that while you are still in the palace, Odysseus will come home, and your eyes will see him take vengeance on the suitors." "May Zeus make your words come true," said Philoetius, "and when the time comes, I shall not stand by and twiddle my thumbs." And here is where I end my tale for today. But I'll be back with more tales. Many more tales. Until then, my friends, enjoy the journey.